Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Ciro. On today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to make the perfect rice. Some people say it has to be 1 part rice, 2 part water, 1 part rice, 3 part water, only salt, nothing else. Let me tell you something, everyone is wrong. The only way to make perfect rice is like this. Do you know what this is? If you don't, you're missing out. Roll the intro. All right, y'all, so what are we doing today? We are doing the famous arroz con leche, okay? If you've never had this, it is similar to rice pudding, but it's not rice pudding. There are a few differences. Rice pudding is usually served cold. Most arroz con leche is eaten hot. Although I've heard some people eating it cold, but those are just weird. Also, arroz con leche has cinnamon, and your typical rice pudding recipe will not include cinnamon. Rice pudding is usually a little bit thicker, whereas most arroz con leche is not as thick. Let's get to it. What are you gonna need? So what are you gonna need? The first thing, obviously, the star of the show, rice, white rice. I'm using long grain rice. I find that this works the best. You're gonna need 1 can of evaporated milk. You're gonna need 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. You're gonna need some cinnamon sticks, some ground powdered cinnamon for dusting at the end, measuring cups. You're also gonna need 1 cup of milk. I'm using 2%. You can use whole milk if you'd like. I wouldn't recommend using any other type of milk. However, cooking is about trying things out and experimenting. So if you is lactose intolerable, what? Lactose intolerance? What? Lactose intolerant. If you're one of them folks, go ahead and try this recipe with another type of milk, okay? Almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, that's a thing. But you know, try it out with different types of milk. And lastly, you will also need some type of saucepan. So I'm gonna start this off on high heat until it gets to a boil. After it starts boiling, I'm going to put it down to medium heat. We're gonna do 1 cup of rice and 3 cups of water. And lastly, 1 stick of cinnamon. Give it a good little stir. Make sure the rice isn't sticking to the bottom. And that's about it. We're gonna allow this to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're gonna lower the heat down to medium. This is it. You just monitor it for the next 15 minutes. Make sure it's not sticking. Once the rice becomes tender, we will turn off the heat and go to the next step. All right, so my 15 minutes are up. All the water got absorbed. Look at that, nothing stuck to the bottom because I was mixing it every few minutes. So the next step is take out your stick of cinnamon and we're gonna put in all of our milk. 1 can of evaporated milk. Okay, y'all, while I was putting in the milk, I realized my saucepan was too small. So I transferred it into a bigger pot. My 1 can of evaporated milk is in, goes in my 1 can of condensed milk, and last but not least, my cup of regular cow milk. I'm gonna give it a little stir. I'm gonna bring the heat back up to high. Once it starts to boil, I'm gonna bring it down to a simmer until it reaches the thickness that I am happy with. And this is the real key to this recipe. Monitoring it. You have to monitor this once you put the milk in. Because of the heavy sugar content, this can burn very easily. So keep on stirring to ensure that it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. And honestly, if you get a little bit of a caramelization at the bottom, it's not the biggest deal. And look, once it starts boiling and it starts to rise, go ahead right there, lower the heat. I just lowered mine to a low medium heat. And I'm gonna keep it at that level while stirring it very frequently until I reach the desired level of thickness in this. All right, so it's been a total of 15 minutes and this has reduced a good amount. This is gonna be good for me. Like I was saying earlier, it's gonna thicken a little bit when it cools down. So I think this is the texture I like. So I just turned off the heat. I'm gonna stir it a little bit. I'm gonna let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes so it can cool a little bit, and then it'll be ready to serve. And oh my God, wow. Traditional arroz con leche. So what I'm about to say may be a little bit controversial. So I've seen people top this with all kinds of stuff. Raisins, blueberries, strawberries, pineapple, even banana, all kinds of stuff. Let me tell y'all something. The proper way to eat this and top this is with cinnamon, and that's it. Now I know some folks aren't gonna like that I just said that, but in my opinion, arroz con leche is all about the rice and all about the milk. Why are you putting all these other stuff on it? The only reason why I put cinnamon on top is because cinnamon will actually enhance the flavor of the milk and of the rice. But all those fruit toppings, all those other stuff, they're not gonna enhance it. They're gonna overtake it, and you don't want that. Let's go in for the taste, shall we? Oh, wow. Y'all, this is great. Woo! It's great. Y'all like this video? Share this video. Stay tuned to our channel. We're gonna be posting a few more holiday bakes in the upcoming weeks. You do not wanna miss out on those. And like always, if you didn't like this video, I'm gonna make another video. Go and like that video.